Hi, it's me, Ingrid INFP, and I wanted to talk about values and how, well, people think that INFPs have very rigid moral code that is like written down in their head um, that they won't budge on. But I don't really think that that's the case for me, at least. Um, I do have, I have thought a lot about values, but I am more flexible than people take it for. Um, by the way, this painting that I bought for $5 is a watercolor of Stockholm from 1964. Pretty nice. Um, I I just feel like people on the outside think that we are pretty rigid in our moral code, when actually I don't think that I have like a moral code in my head. I just know that certain things like are important to me and certain are less important. But these things can change as well. Um, I am more flexible on certain values than others, and I wanted to tell you about something that happened to me today. I was walking through town on my way home, and I noticed that one of my former colleagues, he left to become a plastic surgeon in another town, and he uh, he has a family-owned botox business, basically, or like a skin care, something like that business, and he gives botox and fillers. Um, but he's also thinking of doing laser treatment, and he has already recruited one of my colleagues to go and work there in her free time. But he invited me to come and check his business out on like a weekend when he's there, because he's really into plastic surgery. He finds it super interesting. He likes surgery in general. Back when we were co-workers, he showed me how to do operations on ingrown toenails, and he he's really professional at what he does. At the same time, he's kind of a spacey guy, so his workspace would be a mess and stuff. I don't know what type he is, but I would guess that he's like an ISFP, something like that. He's kind of like, or he might be an INFP, for all I know. Um, or an INTP. I think he's an INTP. He's kind of spacey. I don't really know much about him. He's a pretty quiet guy, but he was just so happy that I passed by, and he wanted to show everything and in this new place, because he used to have a Botox place just a little bit down the street that was like this thing was like 3 times as big as what he had before. So he was helping to set it up and putting like the logo in the front door and all sorts of things. And um, I actually considered it. And I think that maybe a few years ago I would have like said, no, I absolutely won't work in the plastic surgery industry. I will not do fillers or Botox or anything that is like, well, commercial cosmetic oriented, because I myself would never want to like do plastic surgery for myself. I feel like our standards of beauty nowadays are really messed up, and I don't want to contribute to that. At the same time, I find the medical intricacies of it super fascinating, and I realize as well am I really creating that much bad in the world if I'm going to go and try this out? Um, is it that bad? I mean, you know, uh, hairdressers change people's appearances, and the society would have a hard time without them. And we have people who do massages to make people feel good. And I had just been at a massage. Isn't that a little bit hypocritical of me to like do something for myself and then like not wanting other people to do things that make them happy? And I realized that like this value of not like being against plastic surgery or cosmetic fillers or botox um, was not that important a value to me. Like I can compromise on that, and I find that that value is not super dear to me. And if I have a stronger value that compromises with that, then I would follow that stronger value. So for me, a value is to make people feel happy. And if that makes people feel happy, then that might be a stronger value um, than like not performing plastic surgery. So I was thinking about that. There are some values that I will not compromise on, but some of them that I will, and it will go back and forth throughout my life. Different ages, I was for or against different things. Like, I was really against nuclear energy. Um, well, first, when I was little, everybody was talking about how nuclear energy was the future. And then I realized like all of the bad stuff about nuclear energy. And then I realized, like, while I was reading more about it, I realized like actually nuclear energy is in a way a kind of a less risky energy than a lot of other energies that we use. And the security measures that we have nowadays is not the same as what we had during Chernobyl. And actually, it might be a practical solution. I'm still on the fence though, because like I don't want to be in a nuclear apocalypse. But I'm not as firmly set in my ways that a nuclear energy is bad, because in itself it's not bad. It's just the way that it is taken care of that might be. And also, like we have to look at the alternatives. So I'm not for nuclear energy, but I'm more on the fence now than I was before. So there are these kinds of like opinions that develop over time, and that might go back and forth. And it's totally okay to not be the same, to not hold the same values and beliefs that you had a few years ago. And I thought that people who went on massages were vain, okay? And now I'm a person who goes to massages. I mean, I do think about the values quite a bit. And I think I've become more nuanced with time on my shallow judgments that I used to make. And so I might, who knows, I might start performing Botox on people, which was like completely against my values a few years ago. So yeah, tell me what you guys think. Do you have values that you have that you will not budge on, or values that you have changed over the years? I definitely have some more. I just can't think of them right now. Have a great day. Bye.